The Union government very soon is going to finalize India's very first anti-terror policy. The policy will provide a comprehensive framework for the state to combat terrorism, digital radicalization, the misuse of open borders, and conversion networks funded by foreign players are among the key policy issues. The April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack sounded an alarm within India's security apparatus. The NIA conducted meetings with anti-terror units across states and apprised them of the measures to be put in place to prevent and preempt such attacks. The use of the National Intelligence Grid or NATGRID was discussed. NATGRID is a secure platform for law enforcement agencies to access government and other databases. Another factor behind introducing the anti-terror policy is the government's goal to eradicate left-wing extremism by March next year. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has made several statements to that effect. The third reason is the internal security threat from the misuse of the open borders, especially with Nepal, from where Khalistani terror networks have secured entry into Indian areas in many instances. Reason 4 is the threat from online radicalization. Agencies are collecting feedback from states on ways to address this threat. Remember that the Red Fort attack network was largely radicalized online with links to Pakistan. It was a complete homegrown terror module. Today, India faces a unique security landscape defined by both external and internal threats. Pak state-sponsored terrorism continues to fuel infiltration now. Drone warfare across the border is there. We have several instances in Punjab and now in J&K, too, after Op Sindoor. Internal security challenges like left-wing extremism still persist, and they carry a real economic cost, hurting investment and tourism. At the same time, India is home to the world's third largest Muslim population, must guard against global radicalization, networks trying to recruit from within, especially through digital ecosystem. During Operation Sindoor, Prime Minister spoke on many issues associated with terrorism. What he said was a paradigm shift in India's approach towards terror.
जब पाकिस्तान में आतंक के अड्डों पर भारत की मिसाइलों ने हमला बोला, भारत के ड्रोन्स ने हमला बोला, तो आतंकी संगठनों की इमारतें नहीं, बल्कि उनका हौसला भी थर्रा गया। बहावलपुर और मुरिद के जैसे आतंकी ठिकाने एक प्रकार से ग्लोबल टेररिज्म की यूनिवर्सिटीज रही है। दुनिया में कहीं पर भी जो बड़े आतंकी हमले हुए हैं, चाहे 9/11 हो, चाहे लंदन ट्यूब बॉम्बिंग हो, या भारत में दशकों से जो बड़े बड़े आतंकी हमले हुए हैं, उन सब के तार कहीं ना कहीं आतंक के इन्हीं ठिकानों से जुड़ते रहे हैं। भारत पर आतंकी हमला हुआ तो मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिया जाएगा। हम अपने तरीके से, अपनी शर्तों पर जवाब देकर रहेंगे। हर उस जगह जाकर कठोर कार्रवाई करेंगे जहां से आतंक की जड़ें निकलती हैं।
So, India's current anti-terror framework gives the state wide powers to track, target and prosecute. The UAPA remains the backbone, and after the 2019 amendment, even individuals can now be declared terrorists, closing loopholes used by banned outfits. The NIA Act created the Federal Terror Agency, and NIA today can investigate attacks involving Indians abroad. alongside cyber terror cases, and through the PMLA. Agencies are hitting terror networks financially, freezing assets, and choking the money trail. Now let's look at India's approach and compare it globally. In US, counter-terror policy focuses on protecting the homeland and disrupting threats overseas with targeted strikes and strong cyber defense around critical infrastructure. The UK's contest strategy works on 4 pillars: prevent, pursue, protect, and prepare. Australia's latest strategy, announced in 2025, takes a softer route aimed at stopping youth radicalization, building social cohesion, and tackling mental health risks rather than military retaliation. So the big question today I ask are, why do we need a new anti-terror policy? What has changed in the last 2 decades? Should India make preemptive strike integral to our new anti-terror policy? Acts of terrors are diverse. Can all of them be dealt with one brush? Can terror in Northeast be compared with what is happening in Kashmir?